So hey, I'm wicked excited to be here with Susie, a former graduate of the Quantum Leap program, and I'm going to let Susie introduce herself, and you guys are going to learn all about why you need to enroll in the Quantum Leap program. Take it away, Susie.
Okay, hi, I'm Susie Johnsen. I'm a nurse in a level 3 NICU, 16 beds. I've been a nurse for 36 years, and I say always that I'm not a real nurse because all I do is babies, but that is my passion, and that is what I do. What brought me into this whole realm of Quantum Leap is, oh gosh, I would say probably about 5 years ago. As I said, I've been a staff nurse where I am currently. I've been there 20 years, and something just clicked one day, and I thought, you know, this is so mechanical. I am feeding a baby. I am at this every 3 hours, 9, 12, 3, 6, and there has to be more. I felt like I wasn't present in what I was doing anymore, that I was just doing this day after day after day, and I needed a change. So that brought me just kind of doing a little bit of research and looking at things and volume feeding, and lo and behold, I started finding articles from Harry Coughlin. And so and the more I looked, the more I found, and I thought, wow, this lady kind of knows what she's talking about here. She's really on to something. So that's kind of what started it all with me. And so I one day said to my boss, I need a different role. I need to do something that's going to make a difference for these babies. And so that's how the whole thing started. Nobody really embraced it, I would say, from the beginning. Yeah. My boss was like, okay. Okay. And I went and I got certified in infant massage and all sort of things. But
is that when you took on the education role, Susie? Is that when
I don't have really an education role per se.
Okay.
I am, you know, as I'm still considered, I'm not considered as staff, but I am staff in the NICU, but I'm the NICU developmental specialist is what, in a department of one. But I bring in, you know, I have brought in so many people to join me on projects along the way since it started, but I'm getting way off track here, but.
Oh, no, you're fine. When you came on to the Quantum Leap program, you were in the developmental specialist role. Is that correct?
Yes and no. I had very limited hours. I still would work a night shift here and there. Yeah. And then I could, you know, I would help parents with infant massage. I have an instructor certification too, but I just did little bits of things. I was not really embraced. It was not like a formal position. And so what happened was I had seen that there was a conference 2 years ago in Belgium that you were hosting. And so I signed up for that, and I thought, this is great. And it's Mary and Dr. Heideli Sells. And I mean, wow. So, you know, I'm in. So I think it was a newsletter I signed up with you for that. And I learned about the Quantum Leap program. And so I looked further into it. What is this? And you actually called me, set up the call, and we discussed it and told me it was, you know, about transformation and change in the NICU. And I thought, you know, this is amazing. This is what I need to do. But of course, you know, I was apprehensive because we have a small NICU. It's a public hospital. We don't have a lot of money in our NICU. And so I knew it wouldn't be funded. So I did it myself. You know, I said to my husband, "This is my Valentine's Day present, my Christmas, my whatever, you know, I want to do this. I need to do this for me." And I was still scared, you know, I thought, what am I getting myself into? Because
and you were part of the pilot, and it was the pilot program too. So we were really just kind of kicking this whole concept off. And, you know, I was so grateful that, you know, it resonated with folks like yourself, you know, that it sounded like something that, you know, you wanted to pursue, that had, it had some benefit for you in your practice.
Well, I think the thing that attracted me so much is that, and I think we all can relate to this, where you know you want to make a change, but how do you make a change?
Yeah. Yeah.
That you're that person that is the odd man standing out, and you don't want to cause waves. And you know, there's enough hardship and change that goes on in just today's medicine and healthcare.
Yeah.
So, but how do you do that? And that was, and I was afraid, to be totally honest. It was fear that kept me from doing that. And the program is what I thought, maybe this could help me.
Okay. So you were having fear about making change, and maybe even enrolling in the class. You know, was there something that said, you know what, I'm all in. I'm just going to enroll in the program?
Yeah, it was, because after speaking with you, you know, and it was a pilot program, so it was all, you know, I knew it was going to be new, but also I thought, well, that's okay. You know, this is this group of us together trying to figure this out, how we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have you along the way to help me. And then learned about Mel. I thought, why not give it a shot? What do I have to lose? I will tell you, I was a little doubly afraid, because I had enrolled in my master's program, and which I graduated in December. Yay!
Congrats!
But and I did that just simply because I wanted to do it for myself. It was a goal. Before I was 60 years old, this is what I wanted to do. But then I thought to myself, I want to do more than that. You know, what can I do? So after speaking with you, I decided to enroll in the program. I figured, what do I have to lose? It's all I can do is benefit myself in some way. It's not going to hurt. And so I did. And it's been life-changing for me.
Wow.
In my career, in my unit. I just decided I wasn't going to stand there or, you know, be hurt if things weren't going to go the way I thought they would. I'm going to have a voice for these babies that deserve to have an advocate. They're our most vulnerable patients in the hospital, and we need to have a voice for them.
So do you mind sharing what were some of the key insights or the key things that you gained from the program, and how that played out in your clinical practice?
Oh gosh, there are so many, Mary. I would say from the beginning, you know, when I first started, I kind of came into the program sort of meek and mild, and kind of what was me, and I want to make a change, but I really don't know how. But you know, I don't want to make people mad at me, and so on and so forth. And that's where the science and soul part really was huge, because you have the science base and so knowledgeable on that. And then we had Mel on the other side, on the soul side, that gives you some soul searching. And you know, she made me realize it's okay if people don't like what I have to say, or what my agenda is. You know, the agenda is to do the best for these babies, and how can we do it? Yeah. And so that was the first thing that I thought to myself, I'm not going to just, if someone balks about what I'm saying or doesn't agree with it, go suck my thumb and hide in the corner somewhere and cry. You know, I'm going to stand up for myself. And that, I think, was the first thing that I learned there, that change is good. You know, and we all have to make a change. You can't just, you know, rust away and continue on like we've done in the past.
I think bringing Mel onto the program was really just a revolutionary thing. I met Mel a couple of years ago prior to the program launch, and Mel McIntyre is from Edinburgh, Scotland, and she is a certified high performance coach. And so all the stuff that she does is really address the stuff that we let get in our own way, which is often self-manufactured, right? And the stories that we bring with us and that we buy into that really hold us back and keep us from doing our true work. You know, why we were here in the first place, why we chose nursing, why we chose therapy, why we chose medicine. And so she really, I think, we know, right? She asks some tough questions and really compels you to reflect And the thing that's been really amazing for me is to watch my colleagues, my peers, go through this process of reflection and throw off those old stories, throw off those things that are holding them back, and really become leaders for change in their units and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, can you just share, like, so how, you know, you've gone on this journey and you've done some pretty insane, awesome stuff in your unit. Can you share with everybody what it is that you've accomplished since the Quantum Leap?
Well, I think the very first thing that I did, and it was kind of almost silly at the time, but it is huge. Again, it's the culmination of the science and the soul together that helped do this. But it was in May, a couple years ago, which is International Kangaroo Hair Month, and May on the 15th. And through all this and through you, Mary, I've learned, you know, the importance of, you know, skin to skin and the family-centered care and all these core measures that are so important. And I thought, I'm going to do a kangaroo-a-thon. Mm-hmm. And this is my very first project thing that I did. And so I went to my boss and I said, I want to do this. And she's like, well, how are you going to do this? And, you know, we have to get permission for things to do. You know, you can't just go run in the hospital. I'm like, no. I said, I've just bought a kangaroo suit. I'm going to dress up and I'm just going to have a little contest with the parents to see who can kangaroo the most. And so everybody thought I was nuts. I came in my kangaroo suit and I just had a little contest for the parents, but it was profound. It was to see, I get really cheesy. So, and
go for it, girl.
Bear with me here, but to see the difference that it makes when we allow the parent to be present and be that primary caregiver, to let them know the best thing that they can do for that baby is be there. And that we play a part in that it's not just them viewing from the bedside or looking inside an isolette. It's them having that baby on their chest and seeing the difference it makes. So it wasn't even, I guess, about the kangaroo-a-thon itself, you know, the silly thing that I kind of thought it was to see how that made a difference in the parents that we had. And there was only probably 5 parents that participated in it. But that's what I did for the day. That's all I did. I just went around from parent to parent and let them do that. And that was like my first thing that I did. And then I think that just fueled the fire of it all. Mm-hmm. If I can do this, I can do many things. So, and going back in the program, when we, there's like a project that we picked to do and a change that we can make in there. I will be honest, in the very beginning, I don't know if you remember, Mary, I struggled with that because to get people to change is so hard. And I would take a step forward, take 5 back. And it became challenging for me. And so that project didn't quite come out the way I wanted it to at the time. However, you know, since then and along the way, it's a constant thing. It's like, what project can I do next? And to the point that my boss is saying to me, just slow down, stop, and take one thing at a time, because and pick and choose and what you feel is most important, because it does happen. Change happens. And it's within this Quantum Leap group, it's not just Mary and Mel, it's a group of like-minded people from all over the place. We were all over the U.S.
Yeah, you were.
You hear their stories, and all of a sudden you realize it's not just you having issues that you can't make change in your NICU. Everybody has it, but they can relate to it. You network. You gain so much knowledge. It's just incredible. We made lifelong friends through it. There were days that we went on there, we'd be excited. We shared all of our successes and wow, this is what we've done.
Yep.
Since the last meeting. And then there were times that, I know I once or twice came in and I was just crying, and because I felt like I was getting nowhere, and then we could all end up crying. But it was such a cohesive, wonderful group of people. I never, ever one time felt like I was intimidated or that I couldn't say something or somebody would think my thoughts were not right or correct. There was such support in every way. If we came up with a question, we didn't have an answer, we would find it by the next time. And you gave us so many resources on there, and I'm so thankful because I still have them in my Dropbox. I go back over time and time again the amount of articles and research. And I have to say, Mary, I'm so thankful that you've always been so open to communication. And because I thought at the end of Quantum Leap, that was it.
Oh yeah, no, you're stuck with me for life, my friend.
And everybody knows it's a household name, it's a work name. I don't call her Mary Coughlin anymore. I call her Mary. Everybody knows when I say Mary who I'm talking about. It's kind of like hero worship. And I don't say this because we're talking about this program. I say this from my heart because it is you that got me into this. When I said I stumbled upon you, it's like you are who I want to be when I grow up.
Oh, my God.
And I've said, I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to make a difference. You have done so much for so many. And that's what I want to do. We all can do it.
Yeah. But you make me proud though, Susie. I mean, I think, when we first started as the pilot group, I had hoped, this was a kind of a dream that I had, that marrying the science and the soul was maybe, the soul was that missing piece that would really elevate, empower, excite, people to do this work, that it really, it warms my heart in ways you can't even imagine, to know that there are so many people out there that are looking for ways to change the experience, to make it better for the babies and the families, for sure. But when you do that, how amazing does it feel for you, right? To be that person like you just described in the kangaroo thing. And I think that's the gift that this program gives to me, is knowing that I'm not alone, that there are these people all across, the country. And even now we've got folks from Europe who are participating in the program. And we're creating this tribe of people that get it and are not going to let it go, are just going to continue to make it better for the babies and the families, which is such a gift and a blessing. I feel really honored to be among such passionate people. I really do. You're such a kind soul. I feel like I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to ask you one question. Now, let me just make sure I have this here. So what would you say to somebody who's thinking about enrolling the program? Are there any key sound bites or anything that you would say if somebody's on the fence and they're not sure if they want to do it? What would you say that would help them make that decision?
Well, do it. Do it. If you want to be a change maker for your NICU, this is something you need to do. There's this little blurb that I had read. I don't even know, it might have been something you gave to me, Mary, and it has been profound to me, and that it's all about transformation in the NICU. And a baby's brain is like building a home, and that you need to have a foundation. Without the foundation, you can't add the wiring and everything that goes with it. And hence a baby's brain, neurons that wire together, fire together. And where I'm going with this is that this is what it's all about. It's all about the babies. It's all about the parents being involved in care. And how can we as clinicians help all this transformation take place? Mm-hmm. And it is so difficult to do when we go to work every day in our 12-hour shifts and just go and we do and not be present in the moment. We can't do it without each other. It takes a tribe to do it. And this was the key thing for me. This is what got it all going, to to let yourself be out there and be heard by these like-minded people. And the more this program grows, it's not like that I'm not part of it now. You know, we're all a part of a Facebook group. It goes on and on. I can't tell you the amount of people, again, it just gives me chill bumps, that I have networked with and I have met, and that has made such change and an impact on my practice and in myself. And I just can't say enough about it.
Oh,
It's a wonderful program, and I don't think anybody would regret ever doing it. It's
thank you.
all about what the NICU is and what we want it to become.
Oh, Susie, thank you so very much. You are the absolute best. I really, really appreciate you sharing all of this information, and your passion and enthusiasm remains super contagious. I'm so excited, and I hope you're going to join us in Lisbon in 2020, and maybe even be a presenter. How awesome would that be? Maybe you could present.
Well, and that's the other thing. Now, you know, now I'm actually in the process of, since I've done my last project, I have an IVH project that I started.
Yes.
The end of January, and it's through December, and I am actually presenting it to a committee next month. Me, who doesn't always like to be in the side, in the wings somewhere, and doesn't like anybody looking at me when I talk. But I've become so passionate about this, and thanks to you, Mary, and this program, that I am doing it. And I have a project that I have data, and you know, everybody sees me coming during the day and they go, oh gosh, what is she going to come up with? But that's just who I am, and I'm proud to be that now. And it's okay. If people don't like what I have to say, it's okay, because it's all about the babies. And I thank you so much, Mary, for giving me this opportunity to better myself and better the unit and make it all better for these babies.
You are the best, Susie. You are the best.